Me again, ranting and raving. There's a whole bunch of people you don't want to talk to. I'm sorry. Let's talk about religion a little bit. Now, if you find out stuff about me, you know that I know a lot about religion. I know a lot of stuff about the Christian religion. I know more stuff about the Christian religion than the Pope. Oops. Well, it's so. You know. But how did that happen? I studied on it. You know, I worked my butt off. It's a hobby. Anyway. Now, my thoughts and ideas about religion, most Christians aren't going to like them. Let me just give you one sort of thing that's kind of weird to give you an idea about why you don't really want to let your preacher tell you what to think about politics. Okay? And the reason is he's not very good at that, and he's not much better than he is at religion because he's not very good about that. Now, what's he not good at about religion? Well, if you actually read the Gospels, especially the Sermon on the Mount, and you read the last part of it, Christ says, practice. What? Yeah, he says, you know, if you don't practice what I'm teaching, you're going to build your house on sand and this storm's going to come along and, oops, there goes the house. Practice is the rock. You build your house on the rock, on practice. You know? Preachers, they love preaching. They love being in, having a big congregation. They love telling everybody what to think. You know? And I do a little bit of that myself. But you got to earn being able to do something like that. If you want to tell the story of the Christian religion, you only learn the story by practicing, by doing, by actually following what Jesus said. And let's just take a very simple example. You go to church on Sunday, what do? You pray the Lord's Prayer, right? Guess what? Jesus didn't say to do that. He said in the Sermon on the Mount, in the lead-up words to praying the Lord's Prayer, he said, you go in secret. You go in the closet, you shut the door, and you pray to the Father in secret. And the Father who sees in secret will see you and say, hi, how you doing? A public Lord's Prayer in a church is not praying the Lord's Prayer. I'm sorry. It's social coercion. And that's what a lot of churches are about. They have this idea that being a Christian is a certain thing, and if you join our club, you got to do all the dances and rules and stuff, you know. And there's the Catholics. They got more rules than God has sins, you know. In fact, that's another funny thing. If you really translate the Gospels from the Greek, you don't particularly end up with the word sin. You end up with a word that means mistake or missing the mark. But who cares about these trivialities? Everybody knows original sin. Everybody knows that you pray in public in church. Everybody prays out loud the Lord's Prayer. That's all fine and good. And gosh darn, here's all these Christians running around getting involved in politics. They're going to save us all from abortions and all this other stuff. And whoop-de-doo. All they've done is make a mess, and most of them, when they get in politics, don't know what they're talking about, because being religious doesn't necessarily mean you know anything about politics. And of course, there's people that want to talk You know, this is a Christian nation. Our founders found us a Christian nation. Yeah. That's what you want people to believe because you want to coerce them. You're not thinking about their benefit. Well, maybe you're thinking you're going to save their soul. Now, what kind of a judgmentalism is that? You're going to save someone's soul? You're really going to do that, huh? Back to the Sermon on the Mount, you know. Christ said, hey, you know, you need to get the beam out of your own eye. You need to judge not. Because if you've already got the beam in your own eye, I need to save your soul, you aren't actually seeing this other human being. You're seeing the mote in theirs, and you're exaggerating it because of the beam in your own. So if you really want to help them, you hypocrite, he says, get the beam out of your own eye. Now we've got that in spades, you know, in political life. I mean, if you're going to bring something to political life, you could bring some understanding, a judge not lest you be judged. You know, we got all these people running around saying liberals are horrible and conservatives are horrible, and anybody who says that is basically a political racist. They're just prejudices because of your political color. If your political color is teabagger or conservative or liberal or libertarian, it doesn't make any difference what your political color is. Somebody's not going to like you just because of your color, your political color. And people are surprised that we're falling in a hole here. I mean, people are genuinely surprised. Oh my God, oh my God. The debt of the not doing has come due. The debt of not being a good citizen has come due. The debt of not being a good politician has come due. The debt of not being a good capitalist has come due. The debt of not being good at being in the media has come due. Everybody should be doing mea culpas. I probably should be doing them too. I tried to run for president a few times. I was not very good at it. I made a lot of mistakes at it. And I don't know if it's any good. I might call this thing running for president, but I don't know what good it's going to do. People find out about me, they're going to go, God, that man's crazy. Have you read what he wrote on his website? Have you listened to any of his blogs? Did you know he wrote a book on sex that has pornography in it? Why, he thinks he's a Christian. He's written books about Christianity, and there he's got this book in which, my gosh, it's got erotica in it. That's horrible. He uses the word fuck. Yeah. Sorry. Just little old me. Up here in Concord, Massachusetts, running around being as stupid as possible about a lot of different things. But I tell you, I watched George Bush on TV, which is where I started, and I want to throw up. I want to knock him down and slap his face and say, you know, would you think about what you did? Don't you have a conscience? Don't you have any shame? You and your friends screwed everybody.